against the regime.
Well, joining us now with his reaction, Dan Bongino, former Secret Service agent and host of the Dan Bongino Show, who I'm sure has no opinions about this whatsoever. Dan, it's great to have you on this morning. Always good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Good to see you too.
So before
this
last night, I mean, I was watching the news play out this week, and it seemed like there was a lot of frustration from members of the media that the president had tweeted about taking action in Syria and that he hadn't yet. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
You know, Abby, this is how conspiracy theories work. Conspiracy theories, the hallmark of them. Here's how you can always find one. It's not falsifiable, no matter what. Whatever you do is further evidence of the conspiracy theory. How does this relate to Rachel Maddow, the queen of conspiracy theories right now? She is absolutely committed to this Russian collusion fairy tale, despite the fact that there's no evidence it happened. So whatever happens is further evidence of the conspiracy theory, Abby, including Donald Trump bombing the snot out of a Russian client state last night. This doesn't make any sense. By the way, as you accurately stated, too, she's got the order all out of whack. She doesn't even understand the order's all wrong to defend her silly conspiracy theory about wagging the dog.
Dan, walk us through this, because some of the president's supporters have said he ran on non-intervention. He ran on America first. Why are we bombing countries in the Middle East? What's your take on how this settles within the president's perspective?
You know, it's a fair question, and I'm a big supporter of the president. I'm also a big supporter of us kind of dialing back our global commitments militarily. So it's tough for me to reconcile. You know, I think it's kind of one of these Fox Connors rules of war scenario. Don't go to war alone, don't go for long, and don't go if you absolutely have to. I think that's kind of where the president came from during his campaign, but I don't know if we absolutely had to do this. But if it's a limited strike, here's my thing, guys. If I can just be candid with you for a moment. You know, I don't know the president personally, but I grew up in Queens. I know a lot of people who know him, and I know a lot of people who work for him. I genuinely believe he was sincerely and deeply impacted by the photos of those unbelievably horrific gas attacks. We've seen this before with him in Parkland as well. Guys, I just don't think he's been jaded enough in a career in politics, seeing this often, or a career in the military where you see it a lot and it hurts you, but you've already seen it. He sees these photos, and I think they hit him really, really hard.
Well, Dan, you say, you know, about making the decision. I mean, first of all, what option did he have? Because he was moved. The horrific, unfathomable human suffering that occurred last Saturday was 50-plus times this has happened. And how much of this goes back to a problem that he inherited from the Obama administration's failure to get Syria to stop killing their own people?
Yeah, Griff, you know what's interesting? You know, Obama drew a red line, Assad crossed it, right? And then Trump enforced the red line. I mean, that's what's really incredible about this whole thing. I mean, you talk about inheriting a problem. He inherited this problem from Obama. Now, if it's a limited strike, limited in scope, and designed to take out the chemical weapons capabilities, even for guys like me who don't really prefer these interventions, I wouldn't object to it. And I think it's a strong move on his behalf. And really, the conspiracy theory angle from the left, though, Griff, is really incredibly, deeply disturbing. It just goes to show you how far they'll go to take this guy down.
No, they claim to crawl inside his brain and find the most nefarious reasons for any action that he is taking as president. It's amazing.
Dan, good to see you this morning.
Dan, thank you very much.
Yeah, and the order's all wrong, guys. The order's all wrong. He made that stuff happen before these recent raids or anything, but they won't tell you that.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Thanks, Dan.
The order should matter. That's right. If you're building a timeline of conspiracy, that actually matters.
Facts matter. All right, coming up, President Trump, he's got a message for Syria, and we are just getting started.
We are prepared to sustain this response until the Syrian regime stops its use of prohibited chemical agents.
So what could be his next move? A live report.